I think I got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, Dean, would you welcome our students? There you are.
Okay. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I had to join a little bit late today, but we are delighted to have you in our math department. That is kind of my home department. I'm a statistician by training. I just want you to know that I wish I could be in person and meeting all of you and welcoming all of you to our department here. Just know that we are all here to see you successful. Your success is our #1 priority. And you will hear a lot of advice today and also know about a lot of the resources that we do have for you. We have a community of people, whether it's the faculty, our staff, our advisors in the college, as well as the advisors in the university, are all here for your success, and that is our #1 priority. I want you to also know that our faculty are getting ready this summer, getting ready for the new semesters to start, for new students like you to start this summer. They are preparing to also do better training virtually. We hope that we come back in the spring and get together face to face. That all depends on how well all of us work together to fight, whether it is the COVID virus or the systemic racism. We need to fight both of them, and you are our future, and we are depending on you. But I just want to again welcome all of you to join our math department in our college. I will leave my email address and the Instagram in the chat box. Please feel free to contact me at any time with your questions or any comments that you may have. I may not have all the answers, but I will try to get you an answer from somebody. So I will always respond to your messages. So look forward to seeing you and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. And now we will have the department chair for the mathematics department introduce the person that will cover the information session, okay?
Okay, thanks. So my name is Madeline Jetter. I'm the math department chair. I want to add my welcome to Dean Pantulas. I'm glad to meet all of you virtually, and I look forward to meeting you in person as soon as we're able to meet you in person. I'm here with Dr. Sean McMurrin, a faculty member from our department, and she has put together a lot of really valuable information that I think will help you navigate our programs. And I hope you find it valuable. I hope you find it to be the start of a conversation, since we're here, all of us to help respond to your questions as you're planning your pathway through the math major.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm adding my welcome to everything else. It's a pleasure to sort of meet you. And again, it would be great if we were meeting in person. At any time, you can post a question that you might have in the chat and we'll try to address it. We'll also have time for some questions at the end, I think. But I'll go ahead and start sharing the information with you. So I'm hoping I can do this okay. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So this initial picture is actually one of our professors in the middle is Dr. Lowe, and she's with a group of students from her class. And this is an upper division class. It's an upper division class for mathematical proof. And so not all of our classes are just lectures. Students do present their work, and it's part of the expectations that we have that students can explain what they're doing. And this continues even with our virtual classroom. So you will sometimes have the opportunity to work on a project and present your work and get a taste of professional life in that way. Let's see. Okay, so starting with some of the resources that we have. The math office, well, when we're back in person, we'll be in Jack Brown 370. The number is given here on the screen, but the email might be useful for the time being, and the phone number I think gets forwarded. The email is math@csusb.edu. We have very friendly staff. Leanne Richardson and Allison Torres are there to help you answer your questions or to find out the information you need. All you have to do is reach out and contact them. If you email the math department, you will email one of the two, so you can contact them in that way. Our math department website, the link is here. There's a ton of information there if we go. So I think did this new bit get shared? I'm never quite sure. Can you see this website?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you go to the website and choose any of the links, it'll give you some information on all kinds of things that we have going on in our department. For the fall, you may be interested in finding faculty office hours, finding out who the faculty are, looking for any of the events we may have, because we do have virtual events still, and just other kinds of contact information. Undergraduate gives you some other kinds of resources, and you can also get information on the programs there that we'll be talking about. Do you want to add anything yet, Madeline?
Only that the department phone number, I believe that gets forwarded to Allison. Your email these days is a very good way to reach any of us. So.
Okay, perfect. We do have a math gym. The math gym has our math majors who offer tutoring support for other math majors. It's available every term. It usually starts about the second week of the term, and they do have virtual hours for tutoring. So I would recommend taking advantage of this service. Whoops, sorry. There are a bunch of friendly students. The schedule will be posted. You'll know which students you can go to see for whatever help you need in whatever course you need. Even just, getting a little bit of hints on a homework assignment can make it go that much faster. We also have a math club. It's a very active club. It's a registered club, and our faculty advisors are Dr. Lowe and Dr. Dunn. Here's a pre-quarantine picture of the math club at a local conference. So this would be about a third of the members of the math club. Like I said, there's tons of members and lots of information available to students. Come through the math club, information on scholarships, research opportunities, how to apply for graduate school when you get to that point. All kinds of different kinds of information are available there. Advising is a key part of the mathematics program. Our department, any one of our faculty members can provide advising for you. We have some lead advisors that are the most current on the program. So if there are very specific questions, you might want to approach one of the lead advisors or contact the math office and they'll contact one of us. So Dr. Laura Wallace coordinates our teaching concentration. So anything teaching related usually goes to her first. Dr. Johnson is the lead advisor for our department. She is really familiar with the program and can be very helpful for questions about what courses to take and other sorts of information, which of the concentrations you might want advice there. Drs. Lowe and myself are also available for advising. But again, any faculty member can advise you. In the fall semester, is this still true, Dr. Jetter, that we'll have mandatory advising in the fall?
I believe so.
Okay, in the fall we have mandatory advising, which means you'll get an email saying you need to see an advisor, and the advisor is just checking to make sure you're on track for the program you want and for the graduation time that you want. So to make sure that you're going to meet all of your needs or your expectations and make sure you're on the track to do that. So Keep current with your CSUSB email. That can be helpful in knowing when that time comes up. And again, there's a link here to advising information. There will be a link to this presentation. And when you go to the presentation, you can link on any of the links that are found there. So let's talk about the different sorts of programs we have through our mathematics department. We have 2 degrees, undergraduate degrees, the Bachelor of Arts degree and the Bachelor of Science degree. In the Bachelor of Science degree, there are 3 concentrations to choose from: a general concentration, an applied concentration, and a teaching concentration. We also have a Master of Arts program. Many of our students who complete our program choose to also get a master's degree at our university. A master's degree can be useful for if you decide you want to teach in community college, or you decide you want to get an advanced degree for various career fields. As you can see on the image, there are lots of things that one can do with a math degree. So it does, the problem solving aspect of it sets you up for many career paths. In addition, we have a certificate in introductory actuarial science, which is a career path that some of our students take. Actuarial science, those are the folks that, actuaries are the folks that help set insurance rates. It's a very good career field. Some of our students are minors in mathematics and majors in another field. So that's always an option if you have an interest somewhere else, but you still like math. You can always get a minor in math. And our certificate in introductory mathematics is generally for liberal arts majors, so other majors who may want to teach middle school mathematics. Anything to add on? I'll talk a little more about this, but I want to give Dr. Jetter a chance to say anything. Good?
Nothing to add right now. Thank you.
Okay, so when you're choosing your degree path, you might have chosen something now, but you can always change it because the first couple of years, the core is pretty consistent throughout all of the choices. A Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics. So for our university, you've probably heard this in some of your other sessions, is there's 120 total units required for graduation. That would still be the case no matter which of our degree paths you choose. What the difference is how many of those units will be in the major. So a Bachelor of Arts degree in math requires about 52 or 53 units in the major, depending on the course choices. This leaves a lot of flexibility to take courses in other subjects or to minor in another subject, which is a very popular choice for our Bachelor of Arts students, is to get their degree in mathematics, but then also pursue a minor in another area of interest. The Bachelor of Science in Math, on the other hand, has more units in the major, 63 to 74. The general concentration has 64 to 67, the applied has a little more, and the teaching has 63 units. And the teaching has some teaching specific courses associated with it, about 10 units in all. So when deciding whether you want a Bachelor of Arts degree or a Bachelor of Science degree, think about what your interests are and maybe what you think your career plans might be to give yourselves those sorts of options. Again, the Bachelor of Arts degree is for students who will begin a career involving mathematics but are interested in a minor in another field or in studying another subject. The Bachelor of Science program, if you plan to pursue graduate studies in mathematics, so go on to get a graduate degree, teaching at a community college, teaching at a university require graduate degrees. The best concentration perhaps to pursue graduate studies would be the general concentration in the Bachelor of Science. If one wishes to begin applied career in mathematics or some closely related field, such as statistics, where our dean is, the applied concentration might be a good choice for those sorts of applied career choices. And those of you who plan to become high school teachers, the teaching concentration would be the obvious choice there. And since most of our, not most, but since roughly half of our majors do choose the teaching concentration, I'm going to say just a little bit more about that one. Are we good on, were there any questions that needed addressing at this moment before I move on? Are we good?
We don't currently have any questions in the chat.
Okay, all right, perfect, thank you. All right, so if you're planning a career in teaching at the high school level, the things you need to do is earn a bachelor's degree and verify your subject matter competency in mathematics, and then earn a single subject teaching credential. The subject matter competency in mathematics can be met in one of two ways. One is passing the CSET exam in mathematics. There are 3 subtests to this. Each of them is about 3 to 4 hours long, each of these exams, I believe. And in various areas of mathematics, or by completing our teaching concentration program. So our teaching concentration program is a waiver program, which means that those students who meet the requirements of our program do not have to take the CSET exam. So that requirement is met. So what this means is completing our teaching concentration program and also completing each of the core courses with a grade of C or better in that. So some of the benefits of our teaching concentration, if you're planning a teaching career, is that it is a CSET waiver program. So that's a huge benefit of the program, is not having to take that exam before going on to get your credential. It also offers courses that are specifically designed to help prepare for teaching in middle and high school mathematics. So courses that put an emphasis on those sorts of skills and habits of mind that future teachers would need. Oh, and this is Marisol. She's one of our teaching concentration majors right here. She's amazing. Anyway, so just a little bit about our teaching concentration. But okay, so for everybody. So the core course is specific to math. So these would be of most interest to incoming freshmen, I think. Some students will be asked to take our preparation for calculus class, which is Math 1401 is the accelerated version, or 1402 and 1403 are the non-accelerated version. If you took calculus or pre-calculus in high school, then you may be able to go directly into our calculus course, Math 2210, which is part of our core. So the preparation for calculus is not part of the core, it is the prerequisite for our calculus course, but you may have already met this pre-calculus, met the prerequisite for this course. So if your registration materials tell you that you are ready for GE Math and are suggesting Math 1401, the preparation for calculus course, but you have taken calculus or pre-calculus in high school and you did well in those courses, please contact the math department. We do have a diagnostic readiness exam, and when you see the results of those exams, you'll know whether you are prepared to actually just jump right into our calculus course in the fall, rather than redoing something that you may have already seen before. So you might want to do that, just look at how well prepared you are for calculus. Additional lower division core courses are specific to the concentration or degree option you choose. So in addition to the ones that were here, which would be first year calculus, sorry about that. I thought there was a, like a pointer thing, but I guess not. Okay, so in the core courses would be first year calculus, and then second year calculus is really applied linear algebra and multivariable calculus, so those would be the second year. So this would be 8 units would be 1 year, 8 units would be the second year. You can start the applied linear algebra in your second semester, and a computer science course is also part of the core requirements for freshmen to all of the choices for our degree options. And then specific to the options would be in the first 2 years, differential equations if you're pursuing the Bachelor of Arts degree. If you're pursuing a Bachelor of Science degree, then differential equations and statistics are required along with a 2000 level science elective. And if you're pursuing the Bachelor of Science in Teaching, then statistics is required along with our problem solving and mathematical reasoning for teachers. And those would be the first 2 year core courses. Just to, if you haven't had calculus before, or maybe if you've had sort of a calculus that was AP calculus, you might not have seen all of these, but calculus can be a really intriguing subject. And we try to look at some of the interesting applications of calculus in our classes. So real world applications, modeling the spread of a virus, such as the one we're experiencing now. Kind of cool abstract applications. The image here is Gabriel's horn, and that's the name for it. It's a surface, but it goes infinitely long. And so calculus tells us that the surface area is infinite, but the volume of this thing is finite, which makes one wonder, does that mean you can fill it with paint because the volume's finite, but you can't actually paint it because it has an infinite surface area? So you can have these cool paradoxical questions such as this. And this scribble over here that you see is actually described by a parametric function. And so it's actually something traced out by that equation that is shown on the screen. And so you can learn cool ways to make interesting, shapes, which are very important in things like animation. When one goes to multivariable calculus, we go to the 3-dimensional world and higher. So instead of just looking at planar curves, you might look at surfaces and look at different areas of the surface. So this would be important in something like studying topography. Upper level courses to look forward to. We have a mathematical thinking course, Communication and Proof, which you also get your GE upper, well, you get one of your GE upper division writing intensive requirements for it. So you get 2, a math course and your writing, one of your writing requirements knocked out of the way. Euclidean geometry with transformations, which is related to the image that you see there. And real analysis and theory of rings and fields are some other abstract courses. So expect these abstract courses. The abstract courses do involve a bit of writing in them. So if you're thinking math doesn't have writing, it will at some point have quite a bit of writing. We do have, you do want to check your prerequisites for courses. Don't be terrified by this flow chart. You do not have to take all of these courses. Many of the courses on this chart are elective courses, of which you may only need to take 2, or you may need to take up to 5. So between 2 and 5 courses will be electives, and you would choose from the groups of many electives that we have there. So you could choose elective courses in areas that are of interest to you. When following the flow chart, I don't know, can you see my mouse when it's on the screen? Okay. All right. So calculus would be this first one, 2210, which you can take at the same time as the statistics course over here. So you'd have to match the numbers to the program requirements. But just to describe, just to describe what happens here on a flow chart, this 2210, you need to take it before you can take I'm going all over the place. Before you can take 2220. Which you would have to take before you take 3100. As you can see, 3100 is a very important course because many courses depend on taking it first. So you can take 3100 in your 4th semester, and that'll set you up for all of your upper division courses. That's a good time to take it. Okay, so finally, additional upper division core courses for the teaching concentration. They're specific to what the California Commission on Teaching Credentialing requires for the CSET waiver. We can't have a math presentation without some sort of a question, so there's a fun one there to think about, which is to find a reason why each shape doesn't belong. So if you want to take a quick moment to participate, maybe in the chat, you could give a reason why one of those shapes doesn't belong. I'll give you a moment. Don't be shy, put something in there. You don't have to be a student. You can be attending as well, and you can put something in there.
Our faculty are really good at wait time, by the way.
Ah, we see
Thanks
one.
for
Okay. The
participating.
yeah, the hexagon has 5 sides. The others have 4. So the hexagon might not, oh, the pentagon, right? Not hexagon. Good, but still the shape with more sides does not belong. Might be 1. Is there another? So every shape has a reason why it might be the one that doesn't belong. So you can make up a reason for any one of the shapes. So what about one of the other shapes? What might be a reason it doesn't belong? Ah, here's another one. The square is gray while the others are white. So one is shaded and one is unshaded. So that's 2 of them have a reason. What about one of the other 2? What about one of the 2 on the left? Why might one of those not belong? Ah, there we go. But it was a private one. You have to do that publicly. The diamond doesn't have an axiom that is perpendicular with the oh yeah, okay. So the others have some sort of line or something, right? That's so it's tilted. I think, is that what you're saying? Is that it's tilted? Okay, I like that. Oh, so it's not parallel with one of the sides of the square that contains it. I see. That's how I'm interpreting that. Okay, so we have that. So this shape has a side that goes with, that's parallel or perpendicular to the other side. This one has a side that's perpendicular to one or parallel to the other. This one has parallel to one or perpendicular to the other, but this one has none of those. And then finally, we have the one that has not all the sides are the same, right? Okay. All right, so thank you for participating. We do have scholarship opportunities. I'll let Dr. Jetter, and we also have research opportunities. Do you want to say a couple of things, Dr. Jetter?
Yeah, really quickly. So, several of the scholarship opportunities I have to share are for students who either know that they would like to become mathematics teachers at the secondary level, or would just like to find out, whether they want to become math teachers. So I think the one that is most interesting to freshmen will be the ETEM scholarship. So this stands for Early Teaching Experiences in Mathematics and Science. So this is for students who want to explore the idea of becoming a K-12 teacher. And it offers an opportunity to understand what goes into teaching before committing to a teaching career. You get set up with a mentor, you study curriculum standards, you observe in classrooms. Back when schools were open, students would design classroom activities and actually try them out in a classroom. To really get some classroom experience and find out because teaching is such a big commitment, is it something that you would like to commit to. One requirement for this scholarship is, I believe, you need to complete your first year of coursework in your major. Towards the end of this year, it's a great idea to be on the lookout for the application for the scholarship, if that interests you. And then the second scholarship I wanted to share with you, so this is the Noyce Math and Science Teaching Scholarship. So this is for students who know that they want to teach middle or high school math or science. And we think of the ETEM scholarship as sort of a gateway into the Noyce program. So you might start, applying for an ETEM scholarship. And if you find this is something you're interested in, then look for these Noyce scholarships. So Noyce scholars are immersed in the career of teaching for up to 3 years under the mentoring of an experienced and exceptional teacher from the San Bernardino City Unified School District. So the commitment here is that you agree to teach in the San Bernardino City District for 2 years. For each year you have the scholarship. And the great thing about this district is they have a really well thought out induction program that gets new teachers into the teaching career and really you welcomed into the district. So this is a really good opportunity both for math majors and other science majors. So you'll be watching for that, further on into your career here at CSUSB. We also have opportunities for student research, and the best resource for that is the Office of Student Research at the link provided there on the slide. And so I think, after the session, once you have the chance to kind of go through these slides and follow the links, you can follow up as desired. Anything to add there, Sean?
Oh, just that the gentleman in the center is one of our math majors, Gabriel, who won a ton of awards for research that he presented. So, and now is going to graduate school, a PhD program in Colorado, I believe, is the case. Okay, so there's lots of opportunities to find out about. Keep your eyes open for them. Other than that, I think that's it. So hopefully you got some useful information here, and if you have any questions.
Thank you so much for your information that you've provided. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Lisa Guzman, who is the Director of CNS Advising and Student Services. So if Dr. Guzman could introduce herself and the advisor that she's brought with her, and then our advisors from Academic Services. So they'll have a chance to give the students some information before we end this session.
Great, thank you, Yolanda. Welcome everyone, and congratulations. I'm happy to see you here, and really an opportunity to learn a little bit more about your mathematics department. As Yolanda mentioned, I'm here to give you a little bit more information about advising and some of your support services that you'll have here at the university and within your college. I think Drs. Jetter and McMurrin did a really great job of letting you know what resources that you have within your own department, particularly the support you'll have from your faculty advisors. One aspect of your time here is not just the resources that you'll have going through your curriculum, planning your course schedules, but some of your other resources, both academically, exploring careers, professional development, will come from outside of your department as well. And that's really where we kind of come in. In addition to that, I know a lot of you probably have questions about that registration and your course schedules and what that will look like over the next 4 years. So at this time, actually, I'd like to introduce some of our campus partners in advising and academic services. We have 2 advisors here today that can share a little bit more about what you'll be experiencing as you enter orientation and into your first year here. So I'd like to turn this over now to both John and Matt.
All right, thank you, Dr. Guzman, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Noriega. I'm an academic advisor, and I work in the Office of Advising and Academic Services. As Dr. Guzman mentioned, I have my colleague here today as well.
Good afternoon. My name is Matt Markin, also from Advising Academic Services, and congrats for being accepted to Cal State San Bernardino and choosing us to attend here in the fall term.
That is right. And we're just 2 out of the 7 advisors in our office, and we look forward to working with you. I know I only see names at the moment. I see a picture there, but I'm sure that we'll see your names come up in some of our advising sessions. But I wanted to give you like a little bit of a brief overview of what our office and our services have to offer. As it was mentioned earlier, one resource that you have is the faculty advising, which within your first semester will be mandatory for all math majors. But in addition to the faculty advising, you also have our advising center, which will now start seeing first and second year majors that will provide assistance with GE advising as well as major advising. So in case if you're not sure who to talk to or you have questions regarding requirements for your majors, such as the roadmaps, pause reports, MyCaps, our office will be able to provide you with the additional assistance and support with that as well. Once you do complete your first 2 years at Cal State San Bernardino, you'll be passed over to the 3rd and 4th year advising with the College of Natural Sciences. And in a little bit, you'll be introduced to one of our college advisors in the College of Natural Sciences. But we want to let you know that within these first 2 years, you'll be working closely with us. We're here to provide that additional support once again. I mentioned earlier, pause report and MyCap and roadmaps. Some of you are probably not sure what those acronyms are or what those tools are. If you haven't attended orientation yet, I do want to make sure that you all are aware of that. You would have to attend orientation first before you can see an academic advisor. And if you haven't done so already, we do encourage you to sign up for orientation because that is required for the completion of your admission at Cal State San Bernardino. And once you do meet with once you do complete orientation, you'll have the opportunity to also join a Q&A Zoom session where you're gonna have the opportunity to be paired up with a staff or a peer advisor in a breakout session to kind of walk you through any additional questions that you may have. I know this year pre-registration for most of you was conducted this time around. So a couple of you already have classes in your schedule already. Those were carefully prepared by the departments according to the roadmap, so ensuring that you're enrolled in the correct courses. But if you still have questions and you're not sure and you want to make any changes to the days and times, which I know that's been a common question, please join one of our Q&A Zoom sessions, which will be happy to provide you with more information on that. Another resource that we have in our office, another service that we have is the 4-year graduation pledge program. That is a popular program for most of our students that want to commit to graduating in 4 years. As a matter of fact, Matt, who is the graduation pledge coordinator, he'll go ahead and provide you with some more information on that. And then lastly, I do want to leave you off with our other resource, which is undeclared advising. So for students that are still undecided, they're still not sure what kind of major they want to go ahead and pursue. It might be one of the concentrations that they're still undecided. We work in collaboration with the Career Center as well in helping you decide and kind of pick out the major that you feel the most interest to and that will lead you closer to that career plan that you want to go into. And once again, I'll go ahead and provide our contact information, our email address, our office location. Once we're back on campus, you can stop by and visit us. But if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or send an email. But I just want to welcome you all once again and congrats on coming to Cal State San Bernardino.
Awesome. Thanks, John. And thanks, Yolanda, for hosting this and taking care of us through this. Just a few minutes or a couple minutes to talk about our Grad Pledge program that John was referring to. But before I get to that, just to reiterate what John was saying, if you have already attended your first year orientation, congrats. I know it was a 3-hour session, probably a lot of information that you got. If you haven't, please make sure that you are signed up to attend one of the upcoming sessions. Maybe you're attending the one that's at 3 o'clock today, or one that's coming up later on this month or early August. But it is mandatory, so please make sure that you are attending that. There's a lot of information that's given out in that webinar. And also, like John's saying, there are follow-ups. So there are some Q&A sessions to meet with a peer advisor or staff advisor. John and I are taking part in some of those, as well as what we call Coyote Prep. So there'll be some information sessions on some of the tools that you could use as well, that you have access to for advising and trying to graduate within, hopefully within the 4 years. Now, it's not possible for everyone to graduate in the 4 years. A lot of it really depends on your class schedule, your work schedule, all the things you have to juggle in life. But if you are committed to trying to finish in the 4 years, we do have the 4-year graduation pledge program. The benefit is it gives you a higher registration date within your class level. So you have a better opportunity at registering for classes that you need to graduate. Like John said, for the fall term, a lot of you probably will see classes already pre-registered for you on your class schedule. You might have a full schedule, maybe only have a couple or 3 classes in your schedule, so you might be needing to add additional ones, but there are some classes already picked out for you. But every term after this, you would actually be the one registering for your classes. And so how it's broken down is you have seniors register first, then juniors, then sophomores, and freshmen. In the 4-year pledge, you would be in your first year registering at the top of your freshman class. You're registering before the rest of the freshmen. When you get to your sophomore year, you register at the top of your sophomore class. You're registering before the rest of the sophomores and the freshmen, and then so on when you get to your junior and senior year. So each year, it should become easier and easier to be able to register for classes. Now, of course, these are classes that you need to be able to graduate within hopefully 4 years. And hopefully you're also taking those in the correct order, and you're also passing your classes. On average, to graduate within 4 years, students are looking to take at least about an average of 15 units per term. And so you'll be working with our office and advising academic services in your first year, in addition to your faculty advisors. And then, of course, in your 3rd and 4th year with your college professional advisors, along also with your faculty advisors. So there's always going to be help in terms of making sure that you're taking the correct classes. But in order to apply for the 4-year pledge, you would actually need to apply online. So in the chat here, I'm putting the link for our 4-year pledge website, which also has the application. The deadline to apply is August 7th, so you still have a little bit of time. And then if you are eligible based off when we review your application, we'll invite you to attend a separate orientation, this for the 4-year pledge orientation, which will be held in later August. But it is a great program. You do get that higher registration date. So if you are interested in it, please take a look at the website. It does list all the requirements for the program and also lists the application. But that's all I got. I'll turn it back over to Dr. Guzman.
Great, thank you. Well, as I mentioned, we do have a lot of resources for you within our own college through our CNS advising. So at this time, I'd like to introduce one of our advisors who could share a little bit more about what we have, the services, our upcoming workshops, and other ways that our advisors are here to support you. So Amanda?
Is Amanda muted?
Wow, I was muted the whole time. I'm so sorry. I had like the best opening. I'm like, how am I going to replicate that? I really don't know. Thank you guys. So like I mentioned, welcome to CSUSB. I apologize that I'm a little shaded. I don't have the best lighting, but I'm here with you all and happy to be a part of your journey today. Like my colleagues have shared, primarily your advising at this time will come from the advisors and advising and academic services. But we are always here to support you, the advisors in CNS, as well as your faculty advisors in the math department. Like what was shared, primarily it's a lot of advising, but we do have a lot of workshops coming up for this upcoming academic year. I hope that you guys will choose to join in on those. Those are great resources and just good information, you know, to get you introduced to the campus, get you acclimated to the campus during your transition right now from high school to college, and in this unique transition and that we are online, right? So I hope that you guys will consider attending those. You'll get emails about those. So just look out for those. But other than that, yeah, I'm happy to be here and I am still a resource. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will leave my information in the chat like the other advisors have done as well. But welcome.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this information session. Again, this information and recording will be emailed to the students. If you all have any questions, please unmute yourself so that you can ask your questions and or either put them in the chat. We still have 6 more minutes. So please let us know if you have any questions. Don't be shy. If no one has any questions, then again, this information will be sent to you, and thank you so much for attending. I'll stay a couple of more minutes just in case you have some questions.
Let me see. So you could just take the application and email. There's a question in the window about the Math and Book application. So you could just email it to Dr. Lowe. And so if you fill it out and email it to Dr. Lowe, then that would be helpful. But you make a good point. Maybe we can make a submittable one at some point.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Any more questions? So make sure everyone gets registered for the mandatory orientation for first-year freshmen. All right. I'm going to stop this recording if we don't have any more questions. Thank you so much.
I was going to put Dr. Lowe's email in here.
Okay.